You're watching women's college lacrosse on ESPN Plus, and here at Barker Lane Stadium in Bowie's Creek, the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers coming off a season-opening win, taking on the Campbell Fighting Camels, the home opener for Campbell here today. Thank you for joining us inside the broadcast booth. Sal Mercogliano, Evan Budrovich. Campbell must replace nearly 100 goals of production from last year's team. Coastal Carolina coming off a 12-win campaign. How do both these teams look to respond with young groups here today?
Both teams have got to step up. They're obviously filling vital holes left by seniors who've left. In the case of Coastal, you're losing 2 key seniors. In the case of Campbell, losing 9. And so we're looking for those younger players to step up. Coastal has got a much deeper bench on their side versus Campbell, who's got to turn to much younger players.
For Coastal Carolina, the senior attacker, Samantha Courtemage, second in goals and assists. How can she guide this offense today?
I think Courtemage with the assists is going to be really the key. She's going to have to be the one who's driving that offense and really directing it out there on the field.
For Campbell, the senior midfielder, Sam Carey, a preseason all-conference selection. How can she guide this young group?
I think Sam Carey's got to fill a big hole left by Melissa Placek, particularly in the draw circle, but more importantly in that transition for the midfielder. She's got to be able to feed that ball from the defense to the offense and give that offense time to get settled in and really get some harmony they were missing in that last game against Elon.
Sam Carey and the Camels here at home for their home opener today. This series has been one-sided all time, Coastal leading 6-1. And here's your Sunbelt Reynolds starting attacks for both teams today. And Sal, keep an eye on this young freshman defense. Rebecca Taylor, a key player for Don Easley's defense.
Wow, Rebecca Taylor, you're going to see her really step up there. She didn't get a chance to play, obviously, being a freshman, but a young defense, as you said. And one thing that we noticed was how good Campbell's defense was. They held Elon down to a 5-3 at that half, and that defense really showed a real depth that we haven't seen for a long time in Campbell lacrosse. As
for Coastal Carolina, this is a group that returns 6 starters from last year's club. Lila Robinson, a 3-time all-conference selection in the A-Sun. They need to rely on her today to get ahead early.
Yeah, Lila Robinson definitely stepped up for them. 3 goals. The captain herself is going to really be one of those key go-getters for Coastal. We saw Coastal get off to a kind of slow start. They had a slow start coming out in the second half, but we can expect Coastal to be very explosive. Last time these two teams met, 16-4 in favor of Coastal. So we can expect a high-scoring game if Coastal is going to come out with that same offense we've seen in years past.
Coastal Carolina averaged 14 goals a game last year in the Atlantic Sun. Former Big South rivals of Campbell 3 years ago. And now these teams meet in non-conference action here this afternoon. Alongside Dr. Sal Mercogliano, Evan Budrovich with you today. Campbell, a slow start on the road at Elon, dropping by 7 goals. And now looking to kickstart their club. But Sal, Don Easley was telling us it starts on the defensive end for her club this year.
I think it does. I think one of the things we've seen is a really strong defensive performance by that Campbell team. Holding Elon to 5-3 was really key in that first half. I think we just saw an endurance issue come in there. Campbell's defense was on for quite a long time. Where Campbell really has to be careful in their defense is the number of fouls they got inside that 8-meter arc. They gave up 5 goals, gave up 9 free position shots in that last game. Campbell's got to keep that aggressiveness, but they got to ratchet it back a little bit and not get called for the fouls and put Coastal on the line.
Number 9 in the white, Sam Carey is the senior midfielder, a captain for this unit. She's starting her 38th match over her 4-year career. And the ever-important draw circle we get underway here in this opening possession. Megan Kilpatrick and Juliana Sanchez. As we are set for the 8th all-time meeting, Campbell and Coastal Carolina.
Juliana Sanchez for Campbell right there, redshirt freshman coming in. Expect to see a lot of her in this game.
And Sam Carey gets the first possession. Campbell sprints ahead. During the offseason for Campbell, obviously replacing 9 senior starters. Now 2 new coaches on the staff as well. They want to speed up the offense this year after averaging 9 goals a game. Here's a quick shot by Colazar and an early save for Reagan McComb, the senior goalkeeper.
Reagan McComb, and we're going to talk about her quite a bit there, obviously filling some big hole there on a Coastal side there. You see the replacement there of Harley Barnett. She was able to go out. She graduated last year with 153 saves. And Megan coming in right now has got a real big hole to fill.
There's a costly turnover from Campbell's defense. Rebecca Taylor gives it right back to Coastal Carolina. And now Megan Kilpatrick. You see that ginger hair bopping around, number 9 in the teal. Looks to get the offense rolling for the Chanticleers, who had a 12-8 win over Old Dominion on Saturday. This is a club that's 3rd in the preseason poll in the Atlantic Sun, a league dominated by Jacksonville in years past. But for head coach Kristen Selvage, she feels like this year's group has a chance to catch those top dogs.
Kristen Selvage has really produced for Coastal Carolina. You see her coming in. She had a great season at Lock Haven, obviously Division II, 20-1 her last season. Just amazing performance. And she's had winning performances at Coastal. But again, going up against the likes of Liberty and Jacksonville, very tough teams when it comes down to the A-Sun.
This is Megan Bosey drawing a free position shot and an early opportunity on target for the Chanticleers of Coastal Carolina.
See Rebecca Taylor on Bosey right there, getting the call, standing behind her. That's a big thing. Campbell's got to be careful of giving Coastal too many shots here on the 8-meter arc.
Bosey versus Alex Salim, the Campbell goalkeeper. She nutmegs the keeper to the 5-hole, and an early goal for Coastal Carolina.
Well, Megan Bosey comes in. She has 3 goals in the game against ODU. She had only 2 goals the entire time last year, played in 9 games. Definitely a breakout performance for this sophomore.
Megan Bosey out of Barato, Pennsylvania. And this time, Sal, she takes advantage.
She does. She was able to get low on it, go right through the 5-hole there on Alex Salem. Salim coming in as a goalie. That's another big issue for Campbell right now. They lost Lexi Patton, who got hurt during a fall ball game, not able to play with an ACL injury. But Alex Salem is a veteran player for Campbell. She was out for a year herself. She's a redshirt junior, played a pivotal role back in 2017 when Campbell made its only final appearance in the Big South up against High Point. Really stepped up, became a key player for Campbell, and again, you're going to see her play a role. She's kind of small in that goal, but she's
Campbell
a big player.
Wins 2 straight draw controls. They finished second in the Big South last year in the draw circle. Now it's Sanchez and company looking to get inside the 8. Already a shot on target by Colazar in the first 2 minutes, but Coastal there to stop the offensive end. This Campbell offense only averaged 9 goals a game. That last year was 5th in the Big South out of 7 teams. They want to get their production rolling with a player here like Laura Will, number 25 in the white. Sanchez coming off an ACL injury last year. Juliana, the sophomore attacker, lays it back for Carey. Now this Campbell offense goes to work. And now we have a foul inside the fan. A shooting space setting up for Laura Will here from the right point.
Laura Will came in with 1 goal against Elon in the last game. Those 5 goals for Campbell were spread across 5 players. Very tough for Coastal to figure out who to focus in on here on the offense.
Will, Campbell's leading returning goal scorer. 24 last season and her first of this one. All even at 1 on the free position strike by Laura Will.
Great job by Laura Will there. Take advantage of it. She had 1 free position in the last game. She was able to produce a goal on this one, and that's what Campbell has got to do. They got to stay tight on top of Coastal. Here you see her lining up right now. Great little shot going to the left of the goalie right there, right in the corner. Able to get that shot off. A lot of power. Laura Will with just a few steps in the shot is what you want to see.
In Campbell's last match against Elon, they finished 0 of 4 on 1 for 5 on free position, I should say. Really struggled in those open opportunities. This time they convert, and we're all even.
You want to capitalize on those. You should be getting 50% on those free position shots when they come up. That's why Campbell's got to be very careful, giving up 5 out of 9.
Sanchez and Kilpatrick back inside the draw circle. Campbell's won the first 2. And on the loose scrum, we have a delay on Campbell, a holding call. It's Coastal Carolina ball. Here to the attacking end comes Megan Bush, and this offense for Coastal. Coming off a 12-goal game on Saturday against Old Dominion. And a club that's been very balanced. Over the last 3 years, they've averaged over 12 goals a contest. This is a high-striking attack. Now a spinning chance here for Robinson. Laying it back up. .60 seconds on the possession clock, so plenty of time for the Chanticleers. Here's Davis on a tough catch. And contact called. Sam Carey draws the foul. That's going to be on Abby Buchanan for Coastal Carolina.
Good move by Sam Carey, trying to get in the middle of there, draw that foul. Campbell able to get that turnover. Sam Carey's just fast. One thing you talk about Sam Carey is her speed.
Campbell defensively, they allowed 13 goals last year in conference play. That was 4th in the conference. But they have to replace 3 starting defenders. And Don Azer, the head coach for Campbell, leaning on Allison Waldhauser, the senior defender, to really carry this group.
And you really see Campbell really capitalizing on their younger players. Rebecca Taylor, Anna Ryan really stepping up as a defensive. They really gelled really well together. You look at those, you'd think they've been playing for a long time. and that's a real positive for Campbell. Even Coach Selvidge noticed that Campbell's defense was definitely much stronger than it's been in years past.
Right now, though, in a 1-1 affair, 4 minutes into this first half. This is Laura Will trying to create some space, laying it off to Kolazar. Great defense by Kilpatrick, number 9 for Coastal. Now Kolazar goes to her left, draws the shooting space, and the shot counts. Campbell jumps ahead 2-1.
Great job by Mackenzie Kolazar there. One of the things we really want to expect to see is Kolazar step up. She had a great freshman season, but not a lot of goals. But now all of a sudden you really want to see a like of Mackenzie Kolazar do it. You can see her penetrate high at the top here, come around and dump that shot real low on the defender right there, able to get around Emily DeSarno.
Mackenzie Kolazar, 9 goals this past season. Wanted to see a lot more out of her this year with her second on the campaign. And now Campbell jumps ahead for the first time today. When these teams met last year, it was a total domination by Coastal Carolina, giving up just 4 goals, winning 16-4. A little different of an offensive approach in this matchup. What has Campbell done?
Campbell has definitely been able to transition better. One of the big things here is the draw control. Campbell's been able to control the draw control, get control of that ball, and really maximize the offense.
A foul on Kilpatrick gives it to Sanchez. And now Campbell with its 4th straight possession.
You know, we go back and look at Plasek and Carey last year on that draw circle. They were a dynamic duo, those two, and it's hard to replace that. But we definitely see them gelling a little bit better here. Sanchez and Carey doing a good job.
Campbell must replace its top 4 point getters that combined for 99 goals. How does a team do that in such a short period of time?
You have to turn to your freshmen, your young players, and really look at them to step up. And so, you know, the likes of Laura Will, who has that
And that
potential.
is out of bounds off of Coastal Carolina. McSorley the last to touch it, and Campbell gets it back.
Campbell's got to look for those scores. They got to look for the likes of Kolazar, of Laura Will, and of course Megan Matthews, who had to sit out last year, only able to play 1 game last year before getting injured. I think that's the key we're going to see here.
Sanchez for goal, and Campbell doubles its lead.
That was a great feed right there to Sanchez from behind the net. Great job on that feed. You saw Megan Matthews with that quick little assist right there. And we see that this is the type of plays that Campbell has got to move. You'll see right here, Matthews coming around the back of the cage right there. A nice little cut right there, and all of a sudden, Mackenzie Kolazar with a quick second goal.
Head coach Don Easley calls Megan Matthews the quarterback of this offense, and her first assist helped Campbell up to a 3-1 lead.
Lexa McDaniel was up there high, too, able to get some distraction going. And right there off the bat, the goalie, Reagan McComb, was not able to see where that shot was going to be coming from.
So Campbell here in its home opener jumping ahead 3-1. There were a lot of questions about this young Campbell group. Where was the production to come from? And already 3 different goal scorers in this first half. Sam Carey gets it ahead offensively. Here's a strike on net, and McComb lets it sneak through.
What a great shot right there. All of a sudden, just a rolling pass right in there. Looked like by Sanchez at the time.
Campbell a 4-1 lead.
Assist by number 9, Sam Carey.
Correction, that feed from Carey over to Rorick.
Shania Rorick with the strike.
Her first goal in career. Just a quick little feed. Great job by them right there. That quick little feed, quick breakaway. Sam Carey showing that speed, something she has to show in this game. And real quick, Campbell's got 4 goals. That's what Campbell scored last time these two teams met.
Certainly a much faster tempo in this matchup today here in Bowie's Creek, North Carolina. Keep an eye out for those draw controls. Campbell has won the first 5, and Coastal with a huge scoop up this time. Now to the offensive end goes Hannah Kryn. Kryn racing with Boyle step for step and lays it off of the 10-yard line. The Chanticleers club has not trailed all season, yet behind 4-1. Here's 6 minutes in. Posey, one-on-one, trying to size up Taylor defensively, and she throws it away. A second turnover for the Chanticleers.
Wow, Chanticleers just got to get their offense together. One of the things we noticed in the game against ODU was the Chanticleers, just their offense was not gelling quite right. And again, you lose 2 key players, the likes that Coastal has lost. It takes a bit to get really back in sync. Haley Alexander and Madeline Bromley both together produced a lot of goals for that team.
Coastal dropped its leading goal scorer from last season, 50 goals offensively. Now Campbell with a miss off the post. A race into the corner. And that is scooped up out of bounds off of Campbell. I think there's some confusion now on the call. Campbell thought they were pushed down. That was Matthews wanting the call. And instead, it's Coastal Carolina with D'Orsiano getting it out.
Yeah, Megan Matthews thought she got that push from behind right there. Coastal's got to maximize on this right now. They've got to turn this around, get another goal up on the scoreboard, break up this Campbell run.
The Chanticleers have just one shot on target. Here's a risky pass right in the middle of the field, and Kilpatrick wisely scoops it up. Turnover is a huge story. 3 mistakes for the Chanticleers. They're typically sound in passing. What's been different today? I
think the Campbell defense has been really strong. They're not giving them a lot of time to really get into their defense. One of the things that they were focusing in on was the difference in this Campbell defense, and you see that right now.
There's an errant pass trying to find Courtemanche, and Coastal Carolina with its 4th turnover.
Alex Salim really out of the cold fast there to kind of get that ball back.
Let's not forget Coastal had the 2nd best turnover rate in the A-Sun last season. And here with a younger group replacing 5 starters, already 4 mistakes here on the road.
Hey, it's an interesting breakup here for Coastal. At this point, you expect Coach Selvage maybe to call a timeout. But again, she's letting it roll. Let's see how it happens. See if her team can come back. This is what you want these early non-conference games to do for your team, especially a team that's replacing some key seniors.
Coastal Carolina opens with 5 straight on the road. They won't return home until early March, so a huge test here in Bowie's Creek this afternoon. Campbell trying to build on a 4-1 lead in this first half. As Sam Carey works it up top, the senior captain. Shania Rorick on a bounce pass gets some help from Sanchez, and Campbell can reset. 30 seconds left on the possession clock.
Campbell's offense looks a lot smoother than it did against that Elon team.
And we have a cross-check foul on Kilpatrick, so Rorick now lines up outside the 12. Not a great angle to score from, but possession continues.
Now 30 seconds on the clock. Campbell's been doing good at running the possession clock right now. Probably see them dump it out, get their offense set up.
Campbell had 5 different goal scorers in its loss Saturday at Elon. Today, 4 players have scored. And we have another cross-check foul. That is on McSorley defensively for Coastal. Now Matthews can set it up behind the crease. Sanchez on target, and McComb there to knock it away.
Great save by McComb. Sanchez with a great shot, just a fast turnaround of a shot. Not able to produce. Looked like McComb got it right off her foot.
There's a knockdown pass from Kremen trying to get it through. And we have a whistle on the field and a late foul called. An armbar against Campbell. And now we'll take a timeout. Coastal Carolina calls a timeout.
It's a good opportunity for Coastal to get themselves reset.
Timeout, Coastal Carolina.
We'll take the timeout as well. Campbell up 4-1 here on ESPN+.
Geico makes it easy to get help when I need it. With licensed agents available 24/7, it's not just easy. It's having Jerome Bettis on your flag football team easy. Go get him, Bus!
Ooh. Come on, Bus. Come on. Hey, wait. Man, I got the flag. I got your flag, man. I got your flag.
It's Geico Easy, with licensed agents available 24/7.
49-0.
Music make you lose control.
Rock a showstopper, beats get it crunk and wired. Wave your hands, scream loud. Everybody here get it out of control.
Campbell a 4-1 start here in the home opener for the Fighting Camels today. Coastal Carolina has dominated this series 6-1 all time. But so far in these first 7 minutes, it's been all Campbell. What's been the difference here offensively?
I think Campbell, number one, be able to get that draw control. We did see Campbell a lot better on the draw control circle with the likes of Juliana Sanchez and also Sam Carey. 4 draw controls to 2 against Coastal. But more importantly, I think Campbell's offense is playing much better than they have been. Definitely seem to settle in. They're using the time to their advantage. And more importantly, their shots are on goal. They're not shooting balls and just not getting, anywhere near the goal, which was a problem they had in the Elon game.
So Coastal Carolina just 1 goal so far, and that's been early on by Boese. How can the Chanticleers get a clear shot on target? Megan Bush gets the start, number 15 in the teal. Up top to Kilpatrick. She's a key returning piece from last year's club. 2-time all-conference selection, gets it back around the cage. Now Bush again against Anashevsky. Bush cannot get a crease and has to back it out. Now a pass underneath, spinning for space, and the low shot is in. What a finish by Samantha Cordomage.
Cordomage just coming rolling around that cage, able to get that shot off right to the left of Alex Salem. A very fast, quick shot, able to go off, bouncing shot in. Again, Alex Salem not able to get set up fast enough for the defense. Great move as you watch her here. She's going to come rolling around this cage right there, able to beat her defender, take that quick shot off to the right, and all of a sudden you see Salem down. So far, Coastal's been able to get 2 shots on goal with 2 goals. So they're being effective in their shooting. They just need to get more of those shots on goal.
Samantha Cordomage, 2 assists on Saturday. Now picks up her first goal in this one. And Coastal stops the 4-0 Campbell run.
And this is where you expect Coastal to really start making a move here. Come out of a timeout like that, get a quick goal. Exactly what Coastal wants.
And there's a false start against Campbell, so it's Coastal possession. They'll win the draw control. And here come the Chanticleers of Megan Boese, the sophomore, into the attack. So now out of the timeout, Kristen Selvage, the 5th-year head coach, has a chance to draw up her offense, get things cooking, and all of a sudden a different look for the Chanticleers.
Selvage does a great job of really kind of coordinating, but more importantly of adjusting. And we see that right now.
Here's Kilpatrick quickly off target. And on the deflection, Coastal closest to it, so Robinson keeps possession.
Looks like Megan Kilpatrick was trying to get that shot off real quick, not able to do it.
And the Chanticleers backing it out, trying to create some offense. They averaged 14 goals a game last season. In this one, they have 2 goals on 2 shots. Here's Megan Bush, one-on-one with Kolazar. Bush has it poked loose. Working behind the cage is Robinson. Nowhere to throw. Here's an open option and a strike on target. What a finish by Hannah Close.
Hannah Close able to just break away from her defender, Campbell, get a one-on-one ISO play against Alex Salem and just get that shot right off. Salem was not able to really defend against that.
We'll go to break. Campbell up by 1.
Geico makes it easy to get help when I need it. With licensed agents available 24/7, it's not just easy. It's having Jerome Bettis on your flag football team easy. Go get him, Bus!
Ooh. Come on, Bus. Come on. Hey, wait. I'm glad I got the flag. I got your flag. I'm glad I got your flag.
It's Geico Easy. With licensed agents available 24/7.
49-0.
Music make you lose control.
Rock a showstopper, beats get it crunk and wired. Wave your hands, scream loud. Everybody here get it out of control.
Here come the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. 12 wins last season. A program record for the Shots. And this year, 2 straight goals after the timeout. Kristen Selvage's team has made adjustments. What have they done to get back into this game?
We definitely see Selvage taking those more opportune shots. He was able to get the draw control, key thing for Coastal, obviously. Get that draw control, it gives you the initiative. Get downfield and then settle into your offense. It seemed like they were rushing their offense just a little bit. They were not taking the time they needed to really peel apart that Campbell defense. They've done good, but more importantly, when they see an opportunity, they're going for it now. We've seen 2 quick, fast moves by Coastal players to kind of break away and get that one-on-one shot against Alex Salem. So it's really good for him to do it. Salim has got to get set up. She didn't have the time to get set up right there, so it's really important that Campbell gets back into their defense, get methodical, and really provide some pressure inside that 8-meter arc.
Campbell is +1 in draw controls today. Remember, they earned the first 4, but it's been Coastal picking up the last 3 in the draw circle. Now crashing in, Sam Carey gets possession for Campbell. Now the Camels look to strike quickly. A big emphasis this offseason for Don Easley, the head coach of Campbell, was to speed up their offense. What have you liked about the new initiative this year?
Well, I think Sam Carey is definitely the mark for them. You see her really being the benchmark for all aspects of Campbell. They need to be able to transition fast. And more importantly, those breakaways give you opportunities in the field. And when you have those opportunities, you can maximize on them. And I think Carey is the key there. She's been able to feed it really well.
And Kolazar gives it away.
And we definitely see Sam Carey being the benchmark for this team. She's, as one of the few seniors on this team, but more importantly, she's the mark that Coach Easley will always talk about that every player wants to strive to achieve.
Anya McSorley got it into the offensive end, and now Robinson and crew can set up behind the cage. This is where Coastal's had success today, working around the crease. Trying to tie this match up midway through the first half. Bozy cuts in. Her shot is deflected off the leg of Salim. And with a battle, that's an offensive foul against Coastal. Anashevsky with possession.
Salim's such a good goalie. I mean, she was 500 in that game against Elon, able to get into double digits with 12 saves. You'll definitely see her, if she has the time to get set up, put up a good, solid defense.
Don Easley said she's the smartest defender on this field for Campbell. How can she help communicate with this young freshman-oriented defense?
Well, Salim plays a different type of goal than we saw with Lexi Patton, for example. She's definitely a more close-in goalie. She's not going to be the one who's going to be able to pass it and hurl it all the way downfield like Lexi Patton could. But more importantly, she's smart. She knows what the players are that are coming at her. She knows the preferences.
How about that scoop by Bethany Bruck, by the way, as now the pass is deflected in the middle of the field. Lexi McDaniel comes up with it, and Campbell gets it right back.
Real fight here in the center of the field. Definitely in transition, we're seeing much more player opposition here, trying to really cut the ride of both teams. And Campbell able to transition now into their offense.
Campbell has not scored in 5 minutes, allowing Coastal to draw back within one. Searching for offense here as Megan Matthews throws it all the way up top the fan. And Sam Carey politely scoops it up.
Both these teams are really extremely well in their clears.
Now some pressure, a double team coming towards Carey. Lofty pass for Kolazar, a race to the sideline. And that ball goes out of bounds. Coastal Carolina possession. That turnover for Campbell is its 5th of the match.
Just some costly turnovers right now. A little bit on ball handling right here. Got to be a little bit more crisp in those passes. Again, when you have a young offense like this team has for Campbell, you don't have an opportunity to practice as much against a tough opposition, a tough defense as you're getting here from Coastal.
Coastal with Megan Bush gets into the attacking end. Now a chance to tie this match up. Kilpatrick up top. She's a 3-time all-conference player, but as a defender. Now moving to the midfield this year, number 9 in the black.
Always a big thing, and that's one of the things you'll notice with Coach Selfridge.
How about this quick movement, a shot on target, and Robinson equals it up.
Wow, 3 goals by the Chanticleers to really eat away at that lead by Campbell. Campbell was up 4-1, and now 3 unanswered goals by the Chanticleers to tie it back up 4-4.
Led by Lila Robinson, the senior, steps up and delivers.
Robinson here with this move, able again to get isolated. She's able to break away, penetrate that defense, have no defender on her, and in just in a one-on-one move against Salim, take that shot. And that's where you see Salim's having a bit of a problem, is when she's on that isolation play. She's not having time to set up. Campbell's defense has got to get back on their players, get back into their defense. They're just allowing right now the Chanticleers to penetrate that 8-meter.
Campbell has not scored in 8 minutes. And now at the 16-minute mark of this first half, Coastal has tied it up. And what a crucial draw control upcoming. Lila Robinson, that goal was her first of this one, 4th on the season. And we have a false start against Campbell. Sanchez with the delay. And here comes Megan Bush.
Second time we've seen that. Campbell can't afford to just give away draw controls like that. Not in this game with the likes of the Chanticleers.
Coastal Carolina 4-4 on the road last season. But now they're in a 5-game road trip to start the campaign. I like the resolve of this group. What have they shown to bounce back?
That's a long road trip to start off a season for the Chanticleers. It's a long way away from home. And more importantly, it's some tough teams they're going to be playing.
Courtemanche behind the cage. Works some space. Fakes out Salim and gives Coastal the lead.
Courtemanche with that little pump fake right there, able to do the spin, get around the side of the Campbell defender and get a clear shot right on Salim. That's why you see her as being this leader of this team. Stands out immediately, Courtomage. What a great attacker.
Timeout call by Don Easley of Campbell, as Coastal Carolina has scored 4 straight goals to jump back in front. Samantha Courtomage nearing 50 career goals for Coastal. Our player to watch coming in. How has she started to take over this match?
Well, I think you see with Samantha Courtomage right here, and you'll see this play here. She's able to get right around Anna Ryan, get inside between her and the goalie, and take that quick shot. That's just speed. That's experience. She was able to push off. You see her give a little push off against Anna Ryan right there and get that clear shot. She is, again, penetrating that defense. One of the things we're seeing is Coastal has been able to read Campbell's defense. Again, they knew it was strong coming in, and you see them reading it. It got off to a little bit of a slow start, but now all of a sudden, they're able to penetrate. What Campbell has got to do is adjust.
Samantha Courtomage, the reigning first-team all-conference selection in the A-Sun. And here in this match, she now has a second goal, trying to balance with a Campbell offense that has 4 different players that have scored, yet their last goal came at the 24-minute mark. It's been nearly a 10-minute drought for Campbell.
And we've seen those droughts during the Elon game. Campbell will all of a sudden kind of turn off their goals, not able to come back. Campbell went almost 17 minutes in the second half against Elon before they were able to reply back to the goals that Elon was getting. Campbell's got to come out of this timeout much like Coastal came out of this timeout. They got to come out quick and adjust. And now all of a sudden, Campbell is down a goal. They've lost that momentum. And how quick can this young team come back from having the momentum swing so quickly against them? That's an advantage that Coastal has. Experienced seniors, they're used to these type of plays. Young up defense, young offense that Campbell has, they've got to adjust to this.
Coastal Carolina coming off a road win at Old Dominion. This is a club with a top 50 RPI. In Division I lacrosse, there's 116 teams, so in the top half of the country from last season. A 12-win club that even still, despite replacing 5 starters, has confidence. And you see Julie Morse, the assistant coach for Campbell, trying to get her defense on communication. It was so locked down with those 4 turnovers early, and Coastal's had a nice response.
They had. And, go back to Julie Morse second, Michaela Place, 2 new assistant coaches coming in for Campbell. So you have young players on the field, and you also have new coaches on the sideline. So, Coach Easley has got almost a whole new team here she's running. And again, you've seen some great performances from her. I go to that first half against Elon. This performance so far against Coastal, this is a great performance. What we got to see is, can this team adjust?
Big possession on the draw control, won by Kilpatrick. And Coastal now with 4 straight goals, looking to add on to it midway through this first half. This is Robinson behind the cage, sizing up Waldhauser, the all-conference defender. Bush with a hop and a skip. Finds it open, Courtomage behind the cage. And Coastal all of a sudden playing with confidence here in this first half. Megan Bosey, who scored the first goal of the match, backs it out. And we have a shooting space foul on Campbell, an extra player inside the 8. You have to be marking an offensive player if you are.
It's a 3-second rule.
Colazar in that time. Yep, 3-second call. That's correct. So here's a chance for Bosey to add on to the lead. And instead, she throws it away.
That's an interesting choice there by Bosey. They got the time. They've got the momentum back. Take advantage of those 55 seconds.
And that time, Bush draws the shooting space on Campbell. It's going to go against Sam Carey. So an opportunity for Megan Bush, the redshirt junior out of Annapolis, against Alex Salim, the junior keeper. Bush goes high. That hits the leg of the keeper, Salim. And Campbell gets the stop. That bruise will wear off in the morning.
And that bruise is going to cost them another 90 seconds on the possession clock now as it resets and Coastal can get back into their offense.
Coastal Carolina averages 13 goals a match from last season. Courtomage drawing a foul. Oh no, possession continues. And a late whistle comes in from behind. That's a foul on Coastal, in fact. I'm surprised Courtomage didn't draw a foul there, a free position shot with the contact.
Yeah, it looked like Courtomage may have gotten a stick to the back, or it just may have been continuing motion for her to fall down. See Anashevsky right there feeding it to Salim.
So, Sal, if you're Campbell offensively, those 4 goals came in the first 6 minutes of this match. What must change to get the offense cooking again?
It seemed like Campbell had gotten Coastal off center, and I think that was a key thing. They'd moved so fast. They'd really kind of put a lot of pressure against that Coastal defense that they couldn't get themselves set it in. Quick shots, and more importantly, they just showed a momentum. I think they got to swing back and do that now. I think Campbell's got the opportunity right now to go ahead and swing this around. A full possession time on the clock now.
Megan Matthews working behind the cage. The sophomore only played in 1 match last year, so essentially a true first-year starter for Campbell, along with Sanchez, who catches it right here, number 17 in the white. A group that was hurt by injuries last year. 4 starters out for much of the season. Now learning on the fly here in 2020, and Carey answers the call.
Sam Carey with a shot just at the edge of the 8-meter arc there on the left hash. What a great little shot to take in. Pretty far out for her to take that shot, but able to get a lot of power behind it. I think one of the things you're going to see here is the like of Sam Carey. Remember, Sam is not exactly the goal getter for this team. That's not what her role is. Only 16 goals last year. But more importantly, she's the powerhouse. I think she's almost like the soul of the team some ways. If she can get the team fired up, it's infectious. And I think that's what you see. She ties it up now 5-5. What a big move right there for Sam Carey as she bounces down the field, jumping up and down.
What a big slam of the stick as Sam Carey takes advantage of this open look.
And Sam Carey is anything but not emphatic when she scores a goal, and you can see that right there. I think to go back to what you're talking about with Megan Matthews, I think Megan Matthews, we're going to expect her to see a role almost akin to like a Erica Hitch, Kayla Riley, that roll up behind the goal. And I think we're going to see her play that more and more in this game.
Matthews with that assist, her second of this match. And now Campbell with the draw control. Kennedy Boyle sprints ahead, gets into the attacking end, and the defender is quickly pressured. There's a pushing foul, extending the stick there defensively for Coastal Carolina. Hannah Kryn with the penalty. And now Campbell can set up its offense.
That's a great little feed by Juliana Sanchez to Boyle. Just a quick little kind of half pass right there. And Boyle takes that hit and allows them to get set up.
Matthews again working point behind the cage. Keeping possession. Drawing all type of defenders, and now a shooting space called. Megan Matthews with a chance on target off the right hash. Reagan McComb, the keeper, has 3 saves today. Big moment for the senior keeper. Campbell trying to jump in front. Matthews puts Campbell ahead.
Wow, Matthews just hung onto that ball just a second longer, but she was able to really maximize her opportunity there. She had 2 defenders right on top of it, took that extra step, almost thinking like it'd be too late to get the shot off. But no, watch right here. She takes that one little extra step and is able to produce, get herself a little closer to that goal and get an opportunity against the keeper, Reagan McComb.
Campbell 2 free position goals in this match. They only scored 1 on Saturday at Elon. And a nice finish for Megan Matthews, the sophomore out of Aurora, Colorado.
Her first NCAA goal right there, and this is a great job. You'll see her take that little extra step right there, go to the right against the goalie, and really be able to produce. 2 defenders, look at the defenders right on top of her.
Crashing in hard was Hannah Kryn trying to affect the shot. Instead, Campbell back in front with 2 straight goals after the timeout. Now Bush comes up with a free position. Bush quickly ahead. And an opportunity here for Coastal Carolina. This game has had ebbs and flows to it. That was the one area both coaches, they wanted to avoid the lulls. How has Campbell responded to its recent lull with the 2 straight goals?
Well, again, I think they're putting the pressure on the offense right there. One of the things that we wanted to see come out of the Elon game was the fact that offense can start gelling together, and I think you're seeing it right there. The step up by Sam Carey, and particularly
Bush with a
something.
quick shot, and Salim there for the save as Campbell gets a stop.
Salim did a great job again catching it, but I think one of the things you want to see is Campbell transition here and then keep that pressure on Coastal. They just want to keep that ball down. I think where you saw Campbell come apart in the Elon game was the fact they could not get the ball into the offensive area, put their defense on way too long. Ooh, a little errant pass right there, but Campbell able to recover it.
So Sanchez runs the point all the way out by the 10-yard line you see on the far side of the field. Of course, in lacrosse, 10 yards wider on each side than a regular football field. Keep an eye out for those orange lines. That's your out-of-bounds markers. Kind of like a Crayola marker with the field being lined up here for both sports.
They do stand out very well, those orange lines on this new turf put in last year.
Rorich is stripped. On a loose possession, Campbell scoops it back up. Chance now for Matthews with 40 seconds on the possession clock. Matthews had her mask knocked off, and a yellow card is issued. That's on Haley Wells, the senior. So 2 minutes with a man advantage for Campbell.
Good opportunity here. One of the things that Coastal did have an issue with in that last game was quite a few yellow cards. And again, that comes to contact. One of the things that Campbell's doing an extremely good job of is not being as physical and as contact oriented as they were in that last game. This gives Campbell a great opportunity now. 2 minutes while she's out gives them a player up advantage.
This is Lexi McDaniel with the point, starting things off. We asked Dawn Easley who were your offensive leaders. She mentioned Matthews and McDaniel as two players they could lean on to really direct traffic.
Yeah, Lexi McDaniel, we saw her, 11 games last year, just 3 goals, but again, she was key on the offense. And what you want is somebody who can sit there and play that high position that she's playing.
What a great interception. Coastal Carolina with the turnover. Out ahead, Kryn with the pick, now throws it up and top. And here come the Chanticleers down a man for the next minute and a half. Really just trying to work clock here if you're Kristen Selvage's club.
It's interesting to see what they're going to do. Are they going to sit there and play the perimeter, keep that ball out low, burn the clock down, try to get their player back in, or are they going to push the offense?
Right now, Haley Wells is out with the yellow card for the next 60 seconds, so keep an eye out for the clock as Coastal tries to tie this matchup at 6. Campbell starting to extend its defense a little bit outside the fan. But Coastal in no rush here, down by a goal. Remember, they trailed 4-1 in the first 6 minutes, but have come back nicely here on the road.
Coastal's going to have to try to get a shot off before Wells comes back in.
Still time on the possession clock. They did not have to shoot here before their yellow card player can return in Wells. I think that's exactly the message they're going to take here on this possession.
And smart move by Campbell defense not to get pulled out. You've got the advantage. Keep your defense in the 8-meter arc.
Bush spinning, attracting a double team, and a late high stick is called against Campbell. That is on Anna Ryan, the sophomore.
Good defense there by Campbell. Bring the 2 players in. Don't allow that shot. But again, Anna Ryan with that high stick call, now giving them an opportunity of a free position shot.
So Bush down a man with a free position. Goes for goal and off the body of Salim. Campbell closest to it, and they get the defensive stop.
Salim is willing to take those shots left and right. She just shows a really fortitude. And again, you look at her in the goal. She looks small. It looks like she's not a very big goalie at all, but she can cover up that goal. Again, when you got to cover up 36 square feet of goal, she's able to do it pretty well.
Alex Salim making her second straight start after missing all of last season with a concussion. Is back and ready to go between the posts.
Alex did not get much play last year. That was Lexi Patton's year last year.
By the way, the yellow card has now come to a conclusion. So you see Wells sprinting back in, number 24 in the black. Campbell trying to build a 1-goal lead as Matthews works behind the cage. Setting up Sanchez. Campbell closest to it. They'll keep possession.
Coastal good to be able to hold that 2 minutes and not allow that be an advantage for Campbell.
Matthews now drawing the attention of Diorciano way out from the posts. Tough defensive assignment for the Chanticleers, who give up just 9 goals a match. And they're being tested here in this first half. Rorich shoveling it back to Will, having some trouble with it now. There's Laura Will, the sophomore attacker. Will with a high chance, and McComb there with a scoop.
Or Will a little bit off kilter there on that shot. Needed to get a little bit closer. She had a defender right on it. Probably not a good high percentage shot for her to take, but wanted to dump it off.
Campbell in this first half, they have 6 goals, 8 shots on target. Coastal much more efficient, especially as of late. 5 goals in the last 7 minutes.
And Campbell's defense doing a good job of limiting the number of shots on goal for Carolina. They're not letting Coastal Carolina get those shots off very well.
Cordeman shielded off perfectly on defense by the freshman, Taylor. Here's a chance on target, and deflected shot. Rorich got a piece of Davis, and Campbell gets the ball right back.
Yeah, another great save there by Salim.
I'd argue that might have been a defensive stop there with Rorich coming from behind, but we'll check out a replay down the road, and we can flip a coin and decide, Sal. Evan Budrovich and Salmer Cogliano with you as Kilpatrick is called for extending her stick. And Campbell gets possession with Anashevsky.
Rebecca Taylor drawing that foul on the ground there for Campbell. She's back up again.
Here's Rorich back up top to Sanchez. Campbell in this first half, 6 goals coming by way of 6 different scorers.
That's what we saw in the Elon game, that we haven't been able to really maximize the number of goals off each of the Campbell players.
Able to keep it in play this time for Campbell is Alexis McDaniel. Now Laura Will cutting into the crease, inside the 8, and a beautiful stop. Ball loose. And there's a foul on Campbell, trying to knock it away from Abby Buchanan, but the effort of the keeper, McComb, was fantastic.
McComb did a great job to really break up that quick little fast breakaway there by Laura Will. Laura Will is definitely trying to penetrate in there, get that quick breakaway and get that shot on. But again, we're seeing Reagan McComb really stepping up there as the goalkeeper for Coastal. Great job by the sophomore.
Now the Chanticleers back with possession. It's been a low-scoring first half, all things considered. Who's going to break the ice in this 6-5 score? Last goal came back at the 12-minute mark. Campbell jumped ahead by 1. Buchanan with a drive, pitches it behind. Now Buchanan trying to get it back, and a dangerous pass bounced into the mitts of Davis.
That would have been nice to got an Abby Buchanan stick right there. She was in a perfect
Bosey
position to
towards
shot.
the goal, shovels low, and Salim there to scoop it up.
Salim read Bosey really well there. She was down there on the ground ready for that one.
Alex Salim with her second save of the match. And now Campbell quickly into the attacking end. 5 minutes to go in this first half. Campbell up by 1. Sanchez trying to get a shot on target, and a lot of pressure defensively there with Diorciano to knock it away.
Quick little shot there by Sanchez. One of the things Campbell may be doing is rushing this a little bit much right now on their offense. They're trying to really push that quick offense against Coastal, and it's not producing the goals they want right now. They may want to slow it back down, get back into their offense, take advantage of that clock.
Remember, Coastal Carolina won 16-4 when these teams met in Myrtle Beach last season. A much more competitive first half today. With Campbell now up 1 as we tick towards the final 4.5 minutes.
And if you go back to 2016, the one time Campbell's been able to beat this Coastal team was down at Conway, but it was a low-scoring game, 8-7 game.
Anna Ryan forcing the hand of Bethany Brook to back up and reset the offense. This is Megan Bush, right into the body of Rorich. Nowhere to go. Great shovel. Bosey's low shot is scooped down. And Salim there with a save. But her stick left the crease. It's Coastal Carolina possession. You have to play the ball. You can't scoop it, correct?
Yep, you can't play. Once it goes out, you have to go out with the ball. You can't be in the crease or back in the crease with the ball.
And you see Salim there trying to explain it to her coach, Don Easley, who has taken more of an emphasis with the goalkeepers this year.
Which shows right here. Salim, again, that's one of the things. It's a tough one to play right there to get that ball. You want to cover it and get control, but she has to be stepping out of the goal, out of the crease to be able to really shovel that ball because she pulled it back into the crease.
Buchanan on a double team gets it away. 70 seconds, so plenty of time on the possession clock for the Chanticleers, who are being patient.
It's still a great save by Salim right there against Bosey.
There's a fourth stick of Carey, saving a great chance for the Chanticleers. And Campbell comes out with it. That was a prime opportunity for Hannah Kryn and the defense of Campbell there to make the stop.
It is, and you see Allison Waldhauser, the senior defender for Campbell, really making a big play. You see her fighting it right now for a loose ball. And she's not able to get that ball back, lose it, and again, a turnover with Coastal on the offense.
Both teams 7 turnovers in this even first half. Very competitive so far. And here comes Bosey into the attacking end.
Coastal's doing a great job putting the pressure on Campbell's defense right now, but Campbell's been able to respond, able to hold that 1-goal lead, 6-5 Campbell right now.
Coastal Carolina, all-time in Bowie's Creek. They have not lost. 3-0. Here's a great feed, but it misses her target. Cordemange there unable to make the catch, but Bush now resets. The Chanticleers in this half led by 2 goals from Robinson. Another loose ball inside the 8, and it's Kilpatrick this time coming up with it. Back out to Cordemange. Nowhere to go. 2 minutes to play in this first half. Brooke, one-on-one. Boyle shields her off. Back behind the cage to Robinson. Lila with the switch has Waldhauser. Stops her feet. Throws it up top to Bush. Megan goes left. Tough angle. And Coastal closest to it. They'll keep possession.
It was a great job on defense by Campbell. Able to
10 seconds left on the possession clock. Bush, low shot. What a finish.
Bush able to close it out there for Coastal. Great job by Coastal.
Coastal Carolina goals.
Campbell was doing a great job, able to hold them off there during that offensive attack. They were able to get their sticks on.
We go to break. Campbell and Coastal tied at 6.
We do this every day for men suffering from prostate cancer. The Hampton University Proton Therapy Institute treats several types of cancers: breast, lung, prostate, head and neck, ocular, GI, brain and spine, pediatric. There are no hospital stays with proton beam radiation. The beam travels right to the affected area and stops, which leads to fewer side effects. Call us now. It could make all the difference.
Live your life. Let the Hampton University Proton Therapy Institute fight your cancer.
Geico makes it easy to get help when I need it. With licensed agents available 24/7, it's not just easy. It's having Jerome Bettis on your flag football team easy. Go get him, Bus!
Ooh. Come on, Bus. Come on. Hey, wait. I'm gonna get the flag. I got your flag, man. I got your flag.
It's Geico Easy. With licensed agents available 24/7.
49-0.
Coastal Carolina ties it up thanks to Megan Bush.
Megan Bush able to come in there and really break up that offense for Coastal. One of the things we saw Campbell be able to do is get their sticks on the ball. They did a great job on the defense, but then all of a sudden Megan Bush breaks away, gets a nice clean shot against Alex Salim and get that equalizer in, and now we have a tied game.
Coastal
just 1 minute
scored
36.
5 of the last 6 goals. And Megan Bush, we asked the coaching staff and Kristen Selvage, who's impressed you this year? Who could really step up and make an impact? She went right away to Megan Bush. We're starting to see a reason why today.
Oh, definitely. I think you're going to see this young freshman really play a big role for them. And she's one of the few freshmen out there playing. That's one of the things when you look at the Coastal lineup, very few freshmen out there. And if Coach Selvage is going to put a freshman out there, you expect big things from that player in the years to come.
See Megan Kilpatrick, the redshirt senior, battle against this young Campbell unit that had to replace 9 seniors from last year. And one of those freshmen trying to fill the void is Rebecca Taylor.
Rebecca Taylor wearing that number 5 of Melissa Plasek. A big role, big shoes to fill. And again, you expect to see Rebecca Taylor kind of teamed up on the leading goal getter for Coastal. And, when Campbell's playing this one-on-one defense that they do like to play,
Dawn Easley calls her the most athletic defender this team has.
She does, and again, one of the things that Campbell over the years have had an issue with is really a good, solid defense. We've seen it, they've been peaked up and then all of a sudden kind of come back down. They were able to kind of neutralize that with Lexi Patton in the goal last year, but now with Alex Salim in the goal and then this great defense, they're doing a good job holding right now Coastal to 6 goals.
We have a foul on Coastal Carolina, so Campbell gets possession. And under 1.5 minutes to play, the Campbells do not have to shoot before the clock comes to an end. They can hold for the final chance.
No, we just got about a 1-2 second differential here on the shot clock and the game clock.
Joanna Sanchez back up top. She has an assist today. Along with Colazar in this offense, she scored the first goal for Campbell back in the first half. Laying it back for Laura Will, the sophomore. Nice defense from Coastal Carolina.
Smart move for Campbell to hold it, and his quick shot off.
Second chance for Matthews behind the cage. 45 seconds to work with in this half. Who's going to jump ahead going into the break? Remember, Coastal won by double figures when these teams met last year in Conway. Laura Will goes to her left. Will is bumped, and a foul called. High stick for Coastal Carolina, and a free position chance for Will. The foul is on Hannah Krinn.
Great opportunity for Will here. She saw her get a goal earlier on a free position shot. Good opportunity for her right now.
Laura Will, 1 goal today. The chance for a second here in the final 30 seconds. Will goes low, and it sneaks in. Campbell back in front.
Reagan McComb thought she had it, kind of bounced a little loose from her. It came up high, right over her right shoulder and into the goal. Great job. One of the things Campbell wanted to do is really end this half on a high, and that's a good one by Laura Will. Still have got almost 30 seconds on the clock. Campbell's got to be careful here. They really need to get this draw, not allow Coastal to tie this back up.
How about Campbell? Three position goals in this matchup, and Laura Will in the final 26 seconds puts Campbell out in front late in this half.
Or Will, first player for Campbell to get over 1 goal in the game so far. Some of the things we've seen is these goals spread out by the Campbell players. 7 goals across 6 players.
Coastal, meanwhile, 2 goals, all started by Samantha Cordemange. And a critical opportunity in the draw control circle here to close out the half with Sanchez going up against her fellow number 17 and Riley Harrell, and Campbell gets possession.
Speed of Sam Carey, every time you watch her, is just amazing. She always jokes around the fact that she doesn't play lacrosse, she's a JV track player. Just because that's what she does. That's what midfielders do, and you exactly want that from Sam Carey. Get those draw controls, and right now what you want her to do is burn that clock down.
Final 5 seconds. Sanchez trying to double the lead, and a great stop by McComb. That ends half number 1. Campbell back in front, 7-6 here at the halftime break. We'll come up with a Geico halftime report right after this on the Plus.
We do this every day for men suffering from prostate cancer.
Welcome back to Barker Lane Stadium here in Bowie's Creek, North Carolina. It's Campbell up 1 here through 30 minutes of action. 3 lead changes so far, and a final goal in the last minute by Laura Will puts Campbell in front by 1. Here are the key plays from the first half. Early on, Megan Bosey put Coastal in front.
Yeah, we saw Coastal come out real quick, able to score, really get himself on the clock real quick. And now all of a sudden, Megan Bosey, we expected her to be a big player for them. She really appeared for them against that ODU team. And now all of a sudden, here's Laura Will with that quick shot, that free position shot, able to get it, and that began that 4-goal run by Campbell.
Campbell jumped out 4-1, 6 minutes in, and it continued this time as Sanchez converted. 6 different players scored in the first half for Campbell.
Yeah, and that 4, here goes Sam Carey with that quick little feed right there over to Rohrbeck, and all of a sudden that goal, 4 quick goals by Campbell was the key there to get Campbell ahead, but then all of a sudden, here comes Coastal back.
What a response by Cordemange, one of her 2 goals in half number 1. Coastal so sharp distributing, setting up another strike, but this time in close.
Great job there by Hannah Close and Lila Robinson right there, able to move real quick, and you just see that skill that this team has. Coastal just really demonstrates it time and time again. Catter Marsh right there, you can understand why she's a captain for that team. Just a great player to watch.
Sam Carey, no regard for human life with that stick throw. And then Matthews on the free position, putting Campbell in front 6-5. Late in the half, Laura Will finishes it off. When we come back, more from the Geico halftime report. It's Campbell up 1 through 30 minutes of play. Got more next after this quick break. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth alongside Salmer Coglano, Evan Budrovich with you in this matchup. Campbell, 6 different players have scored in the first half. Coastal Carolina led by 2 goals from Samantha Cortamage, our player to watch coming in. What are the key adjustments heading into half number 2?
I think if you're Coastal, number one, you got to really cut down the fouls. 11 fouls has really been giving Campbell the opportunity to maximize their goals, get on offense, and score those goals. You got to break up that Campbell offense, something I don't think that really Coach Selvage was thinking about. Look at that Elon game. Campbell was very strong on the defense, not so strong on the offense. They've come out and really been strong on both sides of the field.
3 free position goals for Campbell today. Early on in this first half, Sal, Coastal's had more chances on target. The Campbells are very efficient.
Yeah, they got to break up that Campbell defense. And what we've seen Coastal working at really good is when they were able to break away, get those isolation shots. That's what Coastal has got to maximize on coming forward.
So as we look at the first half stats, it's been a balanced game here this far. Campbell up 1 so far at Barker Lane Stadium, but it's been the assist. Coastal's done a nice job of getting players involved offensively. We knew these teams were going to be quick on the offensive end. What have you thought of the pace of this game so far?
Well, I think that's one of the big differences we've seen. Coach Easley talked about the fact that she has a fast team. She wants to maximize on that speed, and I think that's something that's caught Coastal by surprise right here. And Campbell's been really good on those free positions. They've maximized those 3 goals, able to get them each time they're on there. And again, what we're seeing is a very young team. It's hard to scout a young team, and I think that's a problem that Coastal has. A lot of the players for Campbell haven't played before, and so it's really hard to play against a team where you don't have film on or don't know anything about. At the same time, Coastal has got experience. Campbell has always been a little flat coming out in the second half, and Campbell's got to minimize that impact right now. They got to come out strong in this second half.
Trying to avoid the big lull. We'll see what happens in half number 2 after this. When we come back, the second half from Barker Lane Stadium, it's Campbell up 1 here at the break on ESPN Plus. Campbell up 1 as we open up the second half of play. This is a Fighting Campbell team that finished 6-11 last year. Coastal Carolina nearly flipped the script. They went 12-6 as a club. But so far here through one half of play, Campbell has looked to be ready to go here at home. What's a key thing you're looking on, Sal, for half number 2?
Campbell's got to come out strong. They can't have a flat second half coming out. Something we saw in the Elon game. They went very, very long before they scored. It was almost down to 7 minutes before Campbell was able to get on the boards. They can't afford that. They can't have that swing around. We saw Coastal do that against ODU, come out strong in the second half. They got to break up this Coastal offense in the second half.
Here we go. Time for the second half, and in for the draw control. Coastal Carolina goes to its bench. This is Abby Cooper, number 12, the midfielder. And she looks to counter against Juliana Sanchez for Campbell. And away we go. The start of the second half, and it's scooped up by Cooper. Coming off the bench, making an impact. She'll quickly sub out. And in comes Lauren Kremen. So that's a change. Immediately in these first 10 seconds, Kristen Selvage goes to her bench. Draw controls was an issue for Coastal in the first half, and they get the first possession here.
I think that's going to be a big thing we're going to see is Selvage has got a really bigger toolbox in some ways. She's got a deep bench. She's got an experienced bench to use. Something we didn't see Campbell use in that Elon game was really much of their bench. Just only 3 substitutes coming in that entire game for them.
Now Kilpatrick works it behind to Cordemange, who had 2 goals in the first half. Coastal being very patient here to open up the second. They trailed 4-1 early. Now back within a goal. Let's see what the Chanticleers have cooking to open up this half. Cordemange on the pass. Here's a quick strike, and Kremen ties it up.
Cordemange with that quick little pass right there, that assist. We saw her do that throughout last season, and we see it again right here. A quick feed right across the cage, able to get that shot. You make Alex Salim have to go from her right to her left. It's the toughest defense a goalie has to do is when they got to move and reposition all the time.
Samantha Cordemange, 38 career assists. That's the most of any player returning, and she sets up the strike here.
It's a great little pass right there. Laura Kremen able to get that quick shot off. Just a great feed for the sophomore. We see him getting set up in that circle again. One thing that Campbell wants to do is not allow Coastal to go on a run, something we saw them do in the ODU game, something that happened to Campbell with Elon. Elon was able to come out very quickly and get a 5-goal run. They got to break that goal streak up. Campbell now tied up 7-7.
Back and forth we go. 4 different lead changes here in this match. And the Chanticleers a chance to make things happen on their offensive end. Campbell last year, they struggled. 6-11. Had a losing record at home, but they're showing signs of life here in 2020.
Definitely a great performance. I would argue that Elon game, that first half, was a fantastic performance for Campbell. Exactly what they wanted, needed to adjust, and we see this team adjusting, which is nice to see for the Camels.
Cordemange working the point behind the cage all day long. Opportunity for Davis. Nice it off to Robinson. What's the old Beatles song about Mr. Robinson, by the way? As Bosey dumps it back. No rush here. 30 seconds on the possession clock to go. Carey fighting for it, tussling, batting it to herself. And a ground ball recovery. That's Kennedy Boyle scooping it up.
Great job by Sam Carey there against Abby Buchanan to fight for that ball. Campbell's got to really look for those turnovers and get over on their offense, something they haven't been able to do yet this half.
A bounce pass is scooped up nicely, and Allie Heath into the attacking end.
Allie Heath, one of those freshmen coming in for Campbell. We saw her play in the Elon game, get her first goal.
Matthews directing traffic. Now back it out to Laura Will.
Coach Easley mentioned if she can see a little bit more out of Allie Heath there, she would be a starter for this team.
Heath lays it off to Will. Good double team defensively. Passing to Sanchez. Campbell back in front.
That was a great pass by Laura Will. She was getting pushed out there, kind of a really bad position to pass it. She was really on her weak foot right there, weak hand pass, but she's able to get that pass off. And now all of a sudden you see at the top of the key right there, able to get the shot off. Quick move by Rourke and get that shot off.
Juliana Sanchez with her second goal of the day. Campbell's back in front.
Sanchez, another one of those players, again, redshirt freshman right now. She didn't play at all last year because of that ACL. You could see that brace on her leg. She wasn't able to play at all. A lot of teams don't know her. They haven't been able to scout her, but Coach Easley expects a lot from this player.
Juliana Sanchez was an all-academic selection of the Big South last year. But no points and no games on her tally, so a fresh slate as a sophomore. Now Sanchez back in the draw against Cooper, and Juliana comes up with it. A chance now for Campbell to build on this one-goal lead. The largest difference in this match has been just 2. Very tight, especially here in the second half.
Go back to that Elon game. Campbell was only able to get 6 draws the entire game, just 2 in the second half.
Keep in mind, Campbell in this matchup, 8 goals, 14 shots on target. Pretty efficient. As now crashing through, wanting a foul. And getting it is Mackenzie Colazar. Free position coming up. That's Hannah Krim committing the harm.
Good judgment by Mackenzie Colazar. Sometimes those plays are hard to do. They won't always go your way on those calls, but she kept pushing right in, able to get that free position. Now we see if she can capitalize on it.
Colazar taking on McComb. Colazar, tip shot, and great stick work by Kilpatrick to affect the chance.
Colazar not able to get a clean shot off. Stick on stick, perfectly what you want from your defenders to do. She took that little bit of an extra step, and it cost her the shot.
The speed of this Coastal defense, a group that replaces 2 starters, but also returns 2 all-conference selections on the back end. They have been potent in this matchup. Campbell, meanwhile, has to replace 3 starters defensively. They return Allison Waldhauser, number 14 in the white. The rest of the group, young. Something Dawn Isley actually likes about her team is the youth.
She does. She can train them. She can coach them. And it's something she likes. They come in with a lot of enthusiasm. Something she talks about this team is
and
it's just...
Coastal ties it up. What a finish. As Courtomage picks up her 3rd goal. And just like that, we're back at 8.
Courtomage was shut out there in the last game, but able to get a quick little hat trick right here. A quick shot off. You see this pass to a really quick move and a quick turning pass against Rebecca Taylor.
Samantha Courtomage beats Taylor, and that's her 3rd goal, the hat trick for the senior.
You see Rebecca Taylor taking that all personally right there. She was able to allow Courtomage to get that shot off. She didn't have her stick up, and now all of a sudden, quick, little fast, this game is tied once again.
5 ties all of a sudden in this matchup. Back and forth we go.
One of the things that both teams have been able to prevent is those quick little runs. Campbell went on that quick run at the beginning of the first half. Then we saw it countered by Coastal, and now we're back and forth here. We're trading goals.
We have a false start. Entering the circle early is Campbell, so Coastal Carolina possession. And now Bethany Brooks sneaks into the attack again, setting things up. A chance here for the Chanticleers. Davis operating to Buchanan. Coastal has scored 2 goals in this half on 2 shots.
Campbell's defense on that one-on-one, playing that tight coverage.
Speaking of which, there's a miss by Bosey, and we have a foul after the shot. High stick to the face.
And Ryan got in there a little bit too much with that stick. She was trying to break up that shot by Bosey.
So Megan Bosey, the sophomore midfielder out of Pennsylvania, sizing up Alex Salim on this free position. A wise layoff to Brooke, and Coastal can reset. Buchanan now on carry. Here's Robinson. The lefty lays it back to Davis. Coastal coming off a 12-8 win over Old Dominion. Campbell, meanwhile, only scored 5 goals in its opener, a loss against Elon. A little different story here today. Buchanan back behind the cage. Robinson looking for options. This is Cordomage. She's got a hat trick. Just missed a fourth. And Coastal possession. Here's Robinson again. Trying to beat Waldhauser in not much space. She's forced to lay it off to Cordomage. .30 seconds on the possession clock. This is Bruck beating Boyle. Going for goal. And Salim steps up. Possession clock did reset, so 90 seconds to work with.
Looks like they were able to hit the post right there. That ball bounced back pretty quick.
And now a long possession for Campbell's defense.
Campbell's defense played a long, extensive game against that Elon team, and now all of a sudden we see Campbell on the defense. Fortunately, we know their defense can play a long time. They've
How
been
does
really
that
good.
wear on your legs in the second half as we see a 3-second in the key called against Campbell?
Looks like they're going up against maybe Anna Ryan right there. They're calling it against. Again, you got to be marked up on your player. Can't be within the 8-meter arc and not within the stick length more than 3 seconds, basically transiting through the 8-meter arc.
Here's Cordomage from the left point. Cordomage goes high, beats the keeper Salim, and Coastal back in front.
Wow, Cordomage just shows that experience of a senior right there. She's able to make that move, a quick little fake to the left, fake to the right, and then take that shot off. She is tough to stop when she is on a tear like that.
4 goals for Cordomage, and both free positions here in the second half.
Coach Selvage talked about Cordomage and what a big player she would be for this team, and we definitely see her producing right now. Just watch her get set up here on the 8-meter arc. Look like Kennedy Boyle got called for that penalty at the time. You see her move, quick fake to the left, to the right. Not sure exactly where she's going to shoot from. And that got Alex Salim just a little bit off center. Just enough, just that split second enough not to get set up for that shot that's going to come in over her left side, which is where she seems to be shooting most times, Cordomage.
Coastal is 2 for 4 in free position shots. And we have Campbell with a trap on the draw control, so it goes to Coastal. Remember, the Camels won 5 of the first 6 draw controls. It's been much even since. Coastal, in fact, up 10-9.
So their first lead Coastal's had since it was 5-4 in the first half.
What has changed for Coastal?
I think Coastal and both Campbell, too, are really kind of maximizing their offense. One of the things that they're looking to do right now is to get those one-on-one attacks. We see that with Cordomage. Cordomage is getting a free position shot, puts her one-on-one against Alex Salim. She's got the speed. She's got the power to do that. And they're
Here's Cordomage again,
wow,
continuing an impressive second half. 5 goals.
Wow, Cordomage was able to get around Anna Ryan and Rebecca Taylor. She was 2-on-1 and able to beat 2 Campbell defenders to get that shot off. Obviously now, if you're Campbell, you got to shut down Cordomage. You got to get your best players on it. You got to be able to really prevent her from taking any more of those shots on goal.
Samantha Cordomage, the senior, forces a timeout, and Campbell's coach Don Easley forced to take it. It's Coastal up by 2. A 3-0 run led by the senior, the Ellicott City native out of Maryland, and she's stepped up. What has she done to help this team?
Samantha Cordomage is just really taking the tempo. I mean, kind of what we saw before when Sam Carey stepped up for Campbell, able to kind of swing that momentum over to them. You definitely see it right now with Samantha Cordomage. The senior player, you expect her to be a main player after the loss of 2 key players for Coastal, filling in that hole of Haley Alexander and Madeline Bromley. And I think Cordomage is really kind of showing what she wanted to be. Usually you see her really assisting. We saw her in the last game doing that role. 2 assists in that game against ODU. But now she is completely untethered, and you can see that right now. I think she's read Campbell's defense. She knows she can get a foot up against Rebecca Taylor, and that's a problem. Now, if you're Campbell, what you need to do is adjust against Cordomage.
So Samantha Cordomage with a new career high, 5 goals today in this matchup. Let's not forget, she's trying to replace not only a key scorer, the Atlantic Sun Player of the Year, and Haley Alexander. Gone to graduation And this group has found their offensive spark today in Courtemanche.
Yeah, if you looked at the game, if you watch that game against ODU, one of the things you'd notice about the ODU defense is they just seem to be a little bit off kilter, not as smooth. And I would argue that both teams now have definitely fixed those errors. I think both offenses are playing extremely well. Again, 10-8 lead, not a lot for Campbell to overcome. This is a very tight game. We expected these two teams to play very tight, which is what you want to see. Last year it was a blowout, 16-4, but now we see Campbell really right on this game. But I think if you're Don Easley, you got to adjust your defense. I'd be interested to see who's going to match up against Courtemanche going in out of this timeout.
When these teams met last year, not only a 16-4 win, but it was Alexander and Courtemanche. They combined for 8 of the goals in a truly dominant effort down at Coastal Carolina. This year a little bit different. Campbell, a balanced scoring attack today. 2 goals for Sanchez and Will to lead the charge. And, of course, the 5 spot for Courtemanche, the main story for Coastal Carolina.
This team was the bane of Campbell's existence in their first early years. They were right there in the middle of the conference together, and Coastal was always the kind of challenge for them.
And that's what we brought up with Kristen Selvage, the head coach of Coastal. Her first loss in conference play was at home against Campbell. That's a game that still sticks in her mind even here 4 years later.
And if you talk to veteran players from the Campbell squad from those early years, they'll tell you that probably one of the best victories they ever remember is beating Coastal down in Conway in an 8-7 game.
Bethany Brook quickly out of the timeout, looks to respond for Coastal. They've picked up 3 straight goals and now a nice 2-goal cushion. Courtemanche working behind the cage. The sirens are chirping around town, and the Chanticleer's offense is cooking as well. This is Megan Bush back to Courtemanche. Now a chance and another finish. Lauren Kremen up to a 3-goal lead.
Great feed right across the goal. Again, we saw that earlier, that quick little pass coming off. Again, it makes Alex Salim have to adjust to go from the right side of the cage to the left side of the cage. And you see this pass right here, and Lauren Kremen right there able to beat her defender, Jennifer Anishevsky, and get the shot off.
Kremen top shelf, and the Chanticleers 5 goals in the second half.
That's a 4-goal run right now by the Chanticleers, something that Campbell has got to break up. Again, we saw them get this 4-goal run earlier in the game, and now Campbell's got to counter up. You know, it's going to be the likes of Sam Carey that's going to break it up as we saw earlier. But Campbell's offense has got to get that ball from the left side of the field down to the right side of the field and get some pressure on Coastal's defense.
Campbell in this second half, just 1 shot. It's resulted in 1 goal, but not many chances. Sam Carey with a critical draw control. And maybe a chance here to break the tide, slow down the lull that worried Don Easley coming into this matchup.
Had an opportunity to talk to Don Easley after the game at Elon. And initially, of course, you know, you lose a game, you're never quite happy about it, but she was quite happy once she started thinking about it, what worked for this team, what didn't work for the team, and there was no problem she said she couldn't solve with this group of girls she has right now.
This is a Campbell roster that graduated 8 seniors, and stepping up is Kolazar, stopping the 4-0 run.
Great shot by Mackenzie Kolazar, able to kind of peel off her defender, get that ISO play one-on-one and get the shot off. You know, one of the things that Coach Easley talked about is she really wants to see Mackenzie Kolazar produce. She really expected her to be a little better of a performer last year than she was, but right now this is the type of performance that Coach Easley wants for this team.
Kolazar, 10 goals last season, and coming on today with her 3rd. Now Campbell is back within 2.
And again, you want to break up that momentum, and we see that happening right now. It's a key thing for Campbell to do, not allow this team to get away from them. Here we go right now, and Kolazar with this quick play. You see her kind of quick little breakaway, peel away from her 2 defenders and get that shot against the goalie. And again, one of the things you want, we've seen that earlier, where Campbell's been able to use their speed as an advantage.
High scoring second half, 7 goals already in. You're in the 10-minute mark gone by. Carey and Abby Cooper, redshirt freshman in Glenmore, Pennsylvania, stepping up in the draw control, and a false start on Cooper gives it away. That has been a big adjustment for Coach Selvage's club in the draw circle. But now Campbell, 3 straight controls.
Well, you see that losing Haley Alexander with 57 draw controls, and same thing with Campbell losing Melissa Plasek. Both those teams are losing 2 key draw control getters, and that's a big hole to fill on any team.
Melissa Plasek, Campbell's all-time leader in draw controls as a program. That loss has tried to be replaced with bits and pieces. Here's Kolazar coming off a goal. Wants his second. And McComb says not so fast.
Kenzie Kolazar probably pushed a position she shouldn't have pushed there. Again, a little bit of a little more experience, a little more lacrosse IQ would tell you, okay, I'm pushing a bad position. Let's pull that ball out and reset. Don't lose the ball.
Bush to the middle. A pass. Robinson had a shot, shovels it down low. And wow, Salim just found it at the last second.
Alex Salim lost sight of that ball for a second. Fortunately, it didn't have any momentum on it. It was sitting there right between her legs.
Between the wickets, Sal. The wickets. That's how Coastal scored its first goal tonight, beating Salim in the 5-hole. That is quite a response if you think about it, with Salim, the redshirt junior, who had to sit all last season and watch Lexi Patton develop into the full-time keeper. Now she's forced to play. Patton is out for the season. What have you liked about Salim's performance?
I think, first of all, Coach Salim has set a bar that Coach Easley talked about. She got 12 saves in the Elon game, and now Coach Easley said that's the bar she's got to set, and she just hit that bar again with 12 saves. I think Alex always steps up. She will always be there when they need him. She never, Coach Easley will always talk about the fact that Salim will always be there.
A lot of contact there outside the 8, but no foul called. Letting them play as Kren gets the stop. Trying to slow down Campbell's own attacker. Here come the Chanticleers with Kilpatrick. Carey sprints in from behind. And a foul on Sam Carey just outside the 12.
Looks like Carey got a little bit of an arm on the back there of the Chanticleer. But going back to Salim, I think Salim, again, she shows that IQ in the goal that you want. She has a lot of movement. She's dynamic. She's a small keeper, but she fills up a lot of space. But the thing that Alex always has to do is speak up. She's got to be louder in some ways. She's not a loud keeper.
This is close, one-on-one with Rorich. Backs it out to Kilpatrick. Coastal in this half, they've scored 5 goals on 6 shots. Very efficient. Robinson dancing, sizing up Waldhauser, and setting up the attack. Bush, one-on-one with Carey. That was a pass, not a shot to Robinson. Now Lila into the middle. And a shooting space is called. That was on the catch. So Kremen's going to get a great look. No, they actually call it on the initial drive by Robinson. The foul was on Waldhauser.
Hey, it looks like Waldhauser got a little bit of a push off. She moved her arms. You can stick your arms out and keep them locked, but if you do a little bit of a push, that's what's going to call it, and that's what was called on Waldhauser right there.
Critical chance here for Coastal Carolina. Robinson up high and misses to the left. Coastal possession, they're closest to it. Less than 30 seconds on the possession clock with Coastal up by 2.
Campbell defense doing very well to keep Coastal out right now. Campbell's just got to burn this clock down and not give them any opportunities.
Sprints in, shoots, and Coastal Carolina up 3.
Great job by Coastal right there to take advantage of it. 14 seconds left on the shot clock. Able to come in real fast. You'll see this move to the right side there. Megan Bush with a quick little move, getting her second goal of the game there against Alex Salim.
We had to break. Coastal up 3.
Bon boy.
Bon boy.
She's too good. Brilliant from
Bon boy!
Discover the new language of travel. Marriott Bonvoy. 30 hotel brands, endless experiences, rewards, reimagined.
Musco Lighting. We make it happen.
This Big South Conference broadcast is brought to you in part by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com today. Marriott, the official hotel partner of the Big South Conference. And Sunbelt Rentals. We have equipment for that.
Marriott is the official hotel partner of the Big South Conference. The best rates book with Marriott today by visiting BigSouthSports.com/Marriott. Another reminder, fans, Geico can save you 15% or more on car insurance and a Geico alumni discount for Big South alums. Visit BigSouthSports.com/Geico. Worth noting, Coastal Carolina drove up this morning, had a chance to chat with Kristen Selvage, the fifth-year head coach. She reached the Division II National Championship game at Lock Haven 6 years ago, has now taken over this Coastal program. They finished third in the league last season, the Atlantic Sun, and a team that she feels can be even better this year in 2020.
And she's facing off against a foe in Campbell and Coach Easley that she has seen before when both coaches were in the Division II. Selvage at Lock Haven, as you mentioned, but Easley over at Pfeiffer. This is a long history between these two programs. Go back to the very first season of Campbell, back to 2013, when the end of the season, the very final game of that first season, came down to a decision on this field. Campbell was 6-6 coming out of the season, and that game was going to decide it. And in overtime, Coastal was able to win 13-12.
Coastal has since won 6 of 7 meetings all time. Kilpatrick with possession to the attacking end. You see Boyle trying to chase from behind, and a nice job slowing down this high-soaring offense for Coastal. 6 goals in this second half. They've outscored Campbell by 4 in the frame. Robinson running the point behind the cage. I also like the new interpretation of the rule this year where defensive players can be more fluid inside the crease, especially when they're mirroring or marking attacking options. This time, no chance to slow down the shots. And a quick response, Lauren Kremen makes it a 4-goal difference.
Wow, Kremen with her hat trick right there, able to get that quick shot off. Not a lot of time. Campbell not getting set up at all here. And again, we see this offense by Coastal just putting a lot of pressure on there. Great feed from behind the cage there by Lila Robinson, able to get that assist. And again, all of a sudden, you see Alex Salim having to shift over, and she's just not able to get over there fast enough. This is something that Coastal has figured out here, and they've been able to maximize it.
Lauren Kremen was on the all-conference team last year in the Atlantic Sun. She had 5 games of multiple goals, and here in the second half, Kremen has stepped up when the Chanticleers needed her. That's her 3rd and a hat trick.
We've seen Campbell get behind in this game, and they've been able to come back from a 4-goal deficit. The question is, can they do it again in this second half? Again, they've come out flat sometimes in these the beginning of the second half, and Campbell has got to get a score up here to match their 1 goal so far.
7 of the last 8 goals have gone to the Chanticleers. And now our lead official, Bethany Buzzle, gets this all set. Bethany is a very common figure in Bowie's Creek at lacrosse games. I think she worked almost every home game last year.
She is a common face that Campbell does see on the sidelines.
As a coach, Sal, you're a former lacrosse coach in your day. Is that a welcoming sign to have a familiar referee? How does that work?
It really depends on how that referee is toward your team. Bethany has been very good for Campbell. She's always been, I think, a fair and a great referee in many of her calls. I think she runs a very good game. She allows the game to flow, which is a big thing. A lot of referees sometimes like to break up games with every call, but I think she does allow a flow, but at the same time, she's not going to let it get out of hand.
Well, there's a whistle right there from Bethany, a high stick on Coastal Carolina. And Shania Rorich has possession just outside the 8. Shania with a goal in the first half, part of this young group. One of the 13 freshmen getting major minutes this year.
Shania with a smart move.
Quick shot, and McComb stops Sanchez, scoops it up in traffic, and slows down a critical look.
Hey, a big opportunity there to try to get that ball loose. Looked like they were fumbling the ball there. Laura Will trying to get the loose ball, but not able to get it. One of the things that I'll note here about Megan McComb, she's done a great job in clearing the balls. Very effective in her passes out. Something, again, that Alex Salim is working on. She just doesn't have that range and distance that we saw from Lexi Patton, but definitely a positive here for Reagan McComb.
McComb has about a 40-yard toss, Coach Selvage was telling us. At the highest levels, you can see 60, 70-yard trots if you really line up and throw it deep. That is a challenge for Salim. She's more of a fundamental keeper, not going to have the strong arm of her counterparts. A lot of contact inside the 8, and backing it out now is Close.
Both keepers having great games. Salim with 13 saves and McComb with 9 right now. So a lot of shots on goal right now.
Robinson behind the cage, attracting a lot of attention from Waldhauser. Right now for Coastal, 5 goals from Courtomage to lead the charge. This is Bush. Shielded off well by Colazar. And Coastal finds the back of the net. Guess who? Courtomage with her 6th.
Wow, Courtomage coming right from the 8-meter arc on a quick little breakaway, able to get that shot off. And you just see her, man, 6 goals all of a sudden for this player who, again, didn't score at all in that ODU game. Able to get away from Rebecca Taylor. Again, you see Rebecca Taylor still matched up on her, and she's able to beat her.
Top shelf again for Courtemanche, who has set a new career high. 6 goals, matching her number's sake. And the senior out of Maryland's been tough to stop.
There's probably a lot of excitement right now in Elliott City for the player, Elliott Courtemanche. And Courtemanche, I think, really shows what Coastal needs to do. They need to really be fast, be quick, and throw that Campbell defense off. One of the things you'll notice is Campbell is adjusting. You saw Allison Waldhauser and Kennedy Boyle putting a little more pressure on the crease right there, not letting those passes get off. I think they're trying to break up those assist passes that have been a problem for them. But that opens up your defense then for these type of attacks coming in from the top of the key.
Samantha Courtemanche was 5th in the conference in assists last year. Today, a lot more aggressive scoring the ball. 6 goals along with an assist as well. This ground ball is recovered by Cooper, and Coastal gets possession. The Chanticleers all of a sudden give it right back away. Rorich steps in front. Here's Laura Will. Campbell has not scored in almost 10 minutes.
And that's what we saw happen to Campbell against Elon. They've got to break this drought and really get some goals on the board. They really need to break up Coastal's offense right now.
Just 1 goal since the 26-minute mark of the second half as the Chanticleers back up 5. Rorich one-on-one with Kilpatrick, the all-conference midfielder. Kilpatrick with the strip. Ball is loose. And a foul called on Coastal Carolina. I believe Kilpatrick is the committer of the crime.
She did a great job stripping that ball, but then she got tangled up with Rorich right there. Looks like the refs are conferring right now to make sure that the penalties aren't offside. No, they're going to check the clock.
Time to the clock here. As Shania Rorich a chance to get something going. The Campbell Hall, New York native. One of 13 freshmen for this group. By the way, Shania is on the pre-veterinarian track. A lot smarter than you and I here in the broadcast booth, Sal.
And she shares that great number that great lacrosse players play, which is 13. Rose Prizzi's old number, Taylor Arrington, now Taylor Robinson's old number, and
I thought you were going to go on
number.
a tangent about yourself.
Well, it happens to be my old number too.
Never afraid to pat himself on the back. Sal Mercogliano, my analyst, Evan Budrovich with you today on your ESPN Plus. Good second half of scoring. We've seen 10 goals. And now a high stick committed by Coastal Carolina defensively. The penalty on Diorciano. So here's Matthews with an opportunity.
Campbell less than 40 seconds on the possession clock. Really have to turn this.
Sanchez had it poke loose, but a high stick to the face. And now Juliana Sanchez with a free position. The foul is on Brooke. Under 14 to go. Critical chance for Juliana Sanchez. Sanchez for goal. Beats the keeper, McComb.
Sanchez with their first hat trick right there off the free position. Exactly what Campbell needs. Being in a 4-goal deficit, still almost 14 minutes left right there, but able to get that jump off. And again, she didn't hold that ball too long, able to get the shot off. You saw the Chanticleers defenders not able to come in. One of the big rule changes that happened this year is you can't have those defenders anymore down the side of the 8-meter arc. That gives you a little bit more advantage when you're on those outside hashes.
First goal for Campbell in 7 minutes, and it comes for Juliana Sanchez, the sophomore who missed all of last season and steps up right here.
And again, Sanchez is one of those players that they can't really plan for. You didn't see no film on her, really no background on her, not playing at all this year. Great opportunity for Campbell. And again, Coach Easley talks about the fact that she needs some of her attackers to produce, and one of them is Juliana Sanchez.
Sanchez also a smart cookie. She earned a national recognition on the Latin exam coming out of high school. Not a language very well spoken, but certainly understood with the history. So I'm speaking here with a history professor himself, Sarah Mercogliano, in his free time. You're saying being an analyst doesn't pay the bills enough to make this a full-time gig? This
is actually my full-time gig. The teaching is just a side thing I do here at Campbell. I look forward to this every year for my 8th season now doing this.
And these two programs have met since the inception with both in the Big South. Coastal Carolina 6-1 all-time against Campbell and have never lost on this field. They've taken a nice response in the second half, outscoring Campbell by 5. The story today has been Samantha Courtemage, 6 goals for the senior attacker. That's a career high.
Be big for Campbell to be able to get a win here against this Coastal team. You look at that schedule Campbell has put together this year, it's definitely a competitive schedule for Campbell. It's not exactly the top teams that they've played in the past, but definitely a good range of teams for Campbell to go against before going in the conference play this year.
Courtemage with a looping pass. Now an opportunity for Buchanan. Bush straight on, goes for goal. Shot is wide, and Courtemage keeps possession.
Great job by Anna Ryan there to shift over on her defender, able to prevent the Coastal player from getting a clear shot.
The clock did not reset, so 15 seconds left in this possession. Bush in the middle. Robinson, high shot is long. Coastal closest to it, 7 seconds to work with, and that possession clock will run out. Campbell gets the stop defensively.
It's the first time we've had this game of a possession clock running out on a team. That's good ball control. If you go all the way to the second half, 12 minutes left in the second half, and you don't have anyone run out that clock, that's good ball management from both these teams.
So far in this game, a combined 50 shots on target. A lot of chances, but both keepers have stepped up with double-figure saves. Now Sanchez into the post. Nowhere to go outside the crease as McDonald's pass is tipped away. McComb into dangerous position, scoops it inside the crease, and a critical stop for Coastal.
Campbell a little rushed in that offense. They were really trying to get it in there before that Coastal defense got set up. Had a couple of opportunities there, then they eventually tried that little shuttle pass. Didn't succeed, and now they're back on their defense.
Here come the Chanticleers, who beat Campbell 14-4 when these teams met last year. Right now, a much closer contest today in Bowie's Creek. It's been the Courtemage show so far. 6 goals and an assist. Courtemage driving on the freshman Taylor. Back to Robinson. And an offensive foul on Robinson.
Looks like she cut the crease just by a
stepped inside the crease and gave it away.
And again, you don't even have to step in the crease. If your stick goes over it, any part of you goes over that crease, that's going to turn it over right there.
It's like an invisible laser beam. It's the best way I can think of it. Nonetheless, Anashevsky into the attacking end, and here comes Campbell with 10.5 minutes to go, chasing 4 goals in this second half.
Campbell's got the time. They just got to be very methodical here. They don't need to rush this. They don't need to kind of push a bad position.
And Campbell gets it strike. Laura Will. And Sanchez puts it away.
But if you have the opportunity that it presents itself, then you go ahead and take the shot, as Juliana Sanchez just did right there. A great move there by Juliana Sanchez. Great feed there by McDaniel from behind the cage. And Sanchez now with a 4th goal. Great performance here. Opening performance for this player. Saw 1 goal against Elon and now 4 goals against Coastal.
Sanchez with 8 shots to lead all players in this match. She's been assertive offensively. And you see Sam Carey move back into the draw control circle, batting it out with Abby Cooper, the redshirt freshman.
If you're Campbell right now, 10.5 minutes left, plenty of time. Just get into your offense. Don't push these positions. What's working for you right now, those quick little breakaways, and if that's not working, then shift into your offense.
Campbell's coming off a 5-goal performance, doubling that and then some today. And after a tough loss at Elon on Saturday. Coastal Carolina in the midst of a 5-game road trip to start the season. A win over Old Dominion over the weekend. A big moment for this Coastal defense, trying to slow down the hot Camels. McDaniel, who had the assist a moment ago, lays it off to Colazar. McKenzie driving in. Trying to work towards the 8, is backed out by the defensive Kryn.
Smart move by Colazar. Again, don't push that bad position. You've got the time, you've got the players. Go ahead and wait for a more favorable opportunity.
Laura Will draws contact. Kryn sharp defensively.
Great ball move by Will.
There's Sam Carey looking back to her bench. Kilpatrick the defensive assignment. A chance for Campbell to cut this to a 2-goal difference. Matthews behind the cage. Matthews spins, shoots, bouncing shot is wide. And Coastal the closest to it with the keeper running out of the cage.
Megan Matthews made that move real quick to roll around that cage, and one of the things you saw is Alexis McDaniel didn't go down low. She should have shifted down low right there in case that shot did go wide. Now all of a sudden you allow the keeper to be the one to the ball.
What a great transition movement here for Coastal as Krim gets it all the way into the attacking end. Close as well helping out, and here come the Chanticleers.
You want Campbell's defense now to really lock it up. You want to burn 90 seconds off this clock, and more importantly, not allow Coastal to maximize this and get a goal.
Robinson finds an opening. Salim the save, and Kilpatrick a rare miss from point blank.
Wow, interesting move by Coastal to go ahead and take that shot. Maybe burn that clock down a little more ball management, a little more time clock management.
Boyles harassed down the near sideline, and a timeout called by Don Easley. We'll take the break as well. Campbell down by 3. Looking to come back late in the second half when we return here on ESPN+.
One boy.
One boy.
She's too good. Brilliant from
One boy.
Discover the new language of travel. Marriott Bonvoy. 30 hotel brands, endless experiences, rewards, reimagined.
Musco Lighting. We make it happen.
Welcome back to Barker Lane Stadium. Coastal Carolina with an impressive second half push. They've outscored Campbell by 4. And now head coach Kristen Selvage talking it over with her unit. This is a Coastal club coming off a 12-win campaign, the second most in program history. And a club that, let's face it, they're going to be on the road for the next month. 5 straight road games, including trips to Denver and Colorado, 2 top 25 programs. A unique challenge for this ASUN program.
Well, if you're Kristen Selvage, you know you got to face up against Liberty and, more importantly, Jacksonville coming up in the tournament for them at the ASUN. This is the last year they're going to be in the ASUN as they get ready to transition over to SoCon. But I think for Kristen Selvage, she'd love to go out with a win against, especially Liberty, and more importantly against Jacksonville, a team that's really kind of upset her and not been able to achieve a goal and a success against that team.
The story of this game so far has been Samantha Courtemange, 6 goals, a career high, also 2 assists. And defensively, Alex Salim, 13 saves for the redshirt junior keeper. She's been up to the task despite conceding the 14 goals.
Courtemange comes in this game with 39 goals last season. Just an amazing, performance today. Just definitely, if she doesn't get an accolade from the ASUN, I'm not exactly sure what you have to do to get an accolade from them. Smart timeout by Coach Easley right there.
Almost intercepted. Dangerous pass. Scooped up by Carey, and she wisely throws it away to Will. Bouncing ball. Scooped up by Coastal. And we have a violation on the Chanticleers. It's Campbell ball.
Campbell's getting the opportunity here. It was a good opportunity for them to take advantage. They get the clock reset for them. It was a real contested ride right there for Campbell.
So now Megan Matthews works behind the crease, trying to break a 3-goal deficit. Matthews one-on-one with Diorciano and gets it out to Colazar.
Matthews just reading that Campbell offense, waiting to see an opportunity there, taking her time.
7.5 minutes to play. Campbell on a 2-goal run with this under 10 moment. Will is stripped by Kilpatrick. A loose scrum near the 25. And out of bounds, it's Coastal possession. What a defensive job by Megan Kilpatrick, the midfielder.
Wow, Megan Kilpatrick has just been on Laura Will this entire game. That's a matchup of the game, I think, those two together. They've been really interesting to watch. And Megan's just been able to really play against Laura Will strongly.
There's a reason Kilpatrick was first team all-conference in the ASUN last season. An excellent defender who has shifted more into a midfield role this year, but can definitely be beneficial on both sides.
You definitely see her with the legs and the movement there to be able to get downfield. A good place for her to be is in that midfield. something Selvage will do is really move her players around. They definitely tend not to be in the same position when they start off.
Here's Kilpatrick laying it back to Robinson. Still 50 seconds on the possession clock, so plenty of time for Coastal, up 3. Bush on the deflected catch, works behind the cage to Robinson.
Campbell can afford to give up this possession time. What they can't afford to give up is a goal at the end of the 90 seconds.
Here's Close. Laying it back to Bush. Bush on carry. Inside to Close. Hits the post, and that does not go in. Very close to a 15th goal.
That was close. The post paid off there for Campbell. Salim able to get that ball, and now you see Campbell on the move. They got to get through this midfield transition and get on their offense. Ooh, almost a dangerous pass right there, but Campbell able to keep it.
That's Anashevsky getting it forward to Sanchez in the attacking end. Juliana, a career high 4 goals today. Part of the second half push. Campbell led at the break. Coastal has come back since. Now Matthews behind the cage. Looking to spin inside. McDaniel with the shot.
Oh.
And Campbell's within 2.
Megan Matthews with the shot, just able to beat her defender, go left and right, push up against her, then all of a sudden spin to her left and get that shot off right between the legs of the goalie, able to come in. Good job by McDaniel.
We go to break. Campbell back within 2. Welcome back to Barker Lane Stadium. Coastal Carolina up by 2. Anashevsky into the attacking end, and she draws a high stick. Referee's going to ask for a reset. And with Campbell back within 2. Not exactly sure what the call is here, Sal. Did you get a better judge of this?
Did not. Looks like they're resetting here. Could have been just a... Actually, I didn't get a C on it at all. I'm not sure. They reset. It was Alexis McDaniel with that last goal for Campbell as we went out for the break. Great move by her. A quick little feint, able to roll around her defender and get the shot off. Hadn't seen Alexis McDaniel get on the board yet today, and that's her first goal for the season.
So a foul on Coastal Carolina gives it to Mackenzie Colazar. Under 5 minutes to go. Campbell back within 2. This is Laura Will. Campbell, 7 different players have scored today, including McDaniel a second ago. How can they claw their way back? McDaniel one-on-one with this Coastal defense. Back to Matthews behind the cage. Matthews trying to find an avenue. Up top to Carey. Guarded away by distance from McSorley. Kilpatrick now reaching in. Trying to affect the pass, and it's taken away. Great defense by Hannah Close.
Loose ball, and Campbell able to get it back. Good opportunity now for Campbell if they don't lose it here on this pass.
Laura Will sprinting in. Has to keep this in play and wisely bats it down. It's Campbell possession with a fresh 90 seconds.
Smart move by Coastal not to go chasing after that ball. Get set in their defense. More important for them to burn some time and not allow a quick shot off in the goal to get Campbell within one goal.
2 straight goals for Campbell here in the last 4 minutes. Carey, top of the... And McComb stepping up with her 10th save.
Great feed by Carey to Sanchez, but she went high and McComb was right there ready for it. Sanchez was not able to get that ball down low, and now all of a sudden Coastal with the ball. They're going to look to burn 90 seconds off this clock and perhaps get another goal and get himself a little distance between this Campbell team that's clawing back.
Coastal Carolina 1-0 to start the season. A big road win at Old Dominion on Saturday. What a start this would be to the year. They'd be 2-0 for the first time in 4 years. It's been led by Samantha Cordomage, 6 goals today. Also a hat trick for Kremen. Here's Close. Working it out to Buchanan as the clock continues to tick under 2.5 minutes. Robinson around the cage, gets in front, spins for space, sets up Cordomage, and we have a foul on the pass. And that's committed on Campbell's defense. Sam Carey commits the harm, and a free position up for Robinson.
Sam Carey had a fall in there. Anna Ryan got beat on the defense. Sam Carey came in, drew the foul to prevent that quick little pass from going across to Cordomage.
Robinson fakes the shot. Wisely lays it back. And Coastal can reset with Kremen. 30 seconds left on the possession. Coastal up by 2, trying to pull out a second straight road win. Campbell in their home opener looking to come from behind. Kilpatrick pressured at the 8. And the pass is intercepted by Carey. A chance to run for the senior midfielder.
Sam Carey go. That's that speed we talked about, that athleticism that Coach Easley always loves in Sam Carey.
Matthews back to Carey. Underneath to Will. Laying it off to Sanchez, who pushes it home.
Laura Will with that feed. Again, kind of off-center on her feet. She's able to just get that pass off to Sanchez. They have a connection between them from 25 to 17 right there. You see this from Sam Carey over to Laura Will. She is off-center right there. Loses her stick on the pass and still able to get that shot across.
5th goal for Sanchez. Her finest right here.
What a great performance for the redshirt freshman Juliana Sanchez right there to be able to produce. But Laura Will with what an assist right there from her. Laura Will just showing that ability to really feed that ball to her attackers and get that shot off.
Second assist for Will. Campbell is a team today, only 5 assists. A lot of individual scoring, but Sanchez steps up when her team needs her in the final 2 minutes.
We can remember seasons, Evan, where the likes of Erica Hitch, Kayla Riley were feeding all the time. Campbell was an assist-feeding team. This is a much different team right now. Campbell within 1 goal, 1 minute 51 seconds left.
What a crucial draw. Abby Cooper, the redshirt freshman, and Sam Carey, the all-conference senior. Still up for grabs. An extra chance with it. And a foul against Coastal Carolina. Campbell possession. The harm's on Hannah Krim.
That was an interesting call. Sam Carey was coming out of there. I don't think she realized that possession had not been locked in yet. She was out, so it was a 3-on-2 for Coastal, and they still didn't come up with that ball.
There's a 7-second difference, but it won't matter. A turnover for Campbell. Picked up by the Chanticleers, and Kilpatrick trying to hold on to it at midfield, and she somehow keeps possession. Neither of these teams wants to win this game, it seems.
Wow, this is a fight for the ball right there. Big turnover for Campbell right now. They've got to break this up. They can't allow Coastal to kill the time.
Coastal does not have to shoot under a minute to go. If you're Campbell here, what must you do to force a turnover?
You've got to get 2-on-1 and a good opportunity and force the ball loose. The problem is that's going to open up an opportunity for Coastal to score. If Coastal can get another ball in there, they've got this game.
Chanticleers do not have to shoot. They can run out the clock. That pass is body down. Nice defense by Courtemage to keep possession alive.
Not a lot of time left for Campbell. The transition now, less than 30 seconds.
Campbell trying to force a foul. Looking for a possible turnover. As Close holding on for dear life, sprinting away. Back to Courtemage. That's a smart option with 20 seconds left.
The idea is to go deep there and really make your passes long, keep the ball in the air, keep it moving.
Now a game of keep away. Final 10 seconds. Coastal Carolina, led by Samantha Courtemage, holds on here on the road to take down Campbell 14-13. A come-from-behind win for the Chanticleers as they win the final possession and hold on for dear life here at Barker Lane Stadium.
Campbell able to come back. You see that 4-goal run there at the very end. We've seen Campbell be streaky right there, but that last turnover gave Coastal Carolina the possession they needed. More importantly, Campbell didn't contest that possession at the very end very hard. Really needed to get in there and try to force that turnover. Campbell was not able to do it, but coming away from here, Campbell's got to feel very good about this game. Coastal has always been a tough team for them to play. To get within 1 goal, to hold the lead for part of this game, that's a great performance by Campbell. They're going to look at this game, go into the Mercer game with a much better view, especially after the Elon game where they were down by 5-3 and then had to run away from them with 7 goals against them.
Coastal Carolina moves to 2-0 on the season. Campbell drops to 0-2. Campbell's back at home on Sunday. You can watch that game on ESPN+. Alongside my partners, Sal Mercogliano, Evan Budrovich, signing off from Bowie's Creek. It's the Chanticleers of Coastal Carolina getting the win 14-13. This is a presentation of ESPN+. Log on ESPN.com to watch more of college lacrosse. Have a good night. We'll see you next time from Barker Lane Stadium.